Happy Public School. Mrs. Balla is the principal of Happy Public School. Well, it's a private school. The trust is socially sensitive and as part of their spread happiness policy, provides quality education to many needy students from low income neighborhoods for free. Oh, very nice thing. Okay, they're yes, giving education for free to a bunch of kids that need it. Fine. So I like the spread happiness policy already. I'm rooting for Mrs. Balla. She gets into any conflict, I'm marking answer choice where she is right. Anyway, she received a strange complaint from some of the affluent parents regarding their discomfort with allowing poor children to study along with their kids. What's the big deal? Anyway, they were concerned more about their manners, habits, and language than about schooling. Okay? They wanted a trust to either start a separate shift for such children or remove them from the school since they are supporting them. So if already I can sense that I will be saying we'll have to make some way of convincing these parents that we simply will not suspend it. Fine. So straight away, I'm going to say the questions are going to be likely that should they stop supporting these kids? Then they shouldn't. We should have to find a way to get the richer parents to understand that it is very important that their own rich kids meet and interact with kids from other backgrounds, just know about the real world out there. Fine. So that's going to be my bias. I think that's where we are headed with this set. On the other hand, the parents of the poor children complained of bullying and teasing and shared their concern regarding the mental trauma their children undergo. Find that that's a bigger deal. We'll have to sensitize the rich kids. While Mrs. Balla by no means wants to yield to the demands of the affluent parents, she also cannot ignore them since some of them have been making substantial donations to the school. So there's a commercial pressure. They give money. So let us get them on board and convince them that this is really a good deal for them as well. Right? Which of the following is most likely to get the affluent parents to accept the school's policy? Meet the two parent groups separately, understand their key concerns, and seek solutions from both. We want to get the affluent parents to accept the school's policy. Don't know whether there's a need to meet, whether they'll be convinced if you meet both groups separately. So this is lukewarm. Not really a fan of this. They have to be given something which says it is good for them also. Invite professionals to conduct workshop for the poorer children so that they learn basic manners, habit, and language. And so this might solve the problem, but we are not doing this. Incidentally, they'll improve, but I don't want to run any program for poorer children. Invite the founder of the school to clarify to all parents the school's policy. They know the school's policy. It will help. It will cushion whatever ill will they have. But I'm not such a big fan. Just one speech might not change the dynamic. We probably have to do something in something where we communicate something. Accept the suggestion of affluent parents to start a separate shift. We're not doing this. When we're not going to start a separate shift for poor students, the key here is to sensitize the richer parents and richer students and make them believe that it's a good deal for them to ensure that they come on board the project and to make them see the lives led by other people and have some empathy towards them. And so this one are against that. This might help, but I'm not sure it's what you want to communicate. I'm not sure whether the principal can himself or herself communicate that as well as the founder can. Meeting groups of parents separately, not the best thing to do. Share the fact that the government instituted school ranking places 25% weight to policies similar to the schools. So this might work. This might totally work. The affluent parents need to have a compelling reason to have poor kids in there. And this could be a compelling reason because their rankings would climb up because they're socially sensitive policies. So it's an external motivating factor. Intrinsically being motivated in subsidizing education for poor people is great. Failing which, external motivation helps. And I want to eat well and stay healthy and be fit because it's good for me. But if somebody says if you eat well and stay healthy, they give me $1,000 a week, and I'm tempted because of the $1,000, it's not great, but at the very least, I'm eating well and staying healthy. So it's a slightly roundabout way, but I would probably think about that. I'm choosing between C and E. C seems very flat. Just get somebody to make a speech. E is that little bit more compelling. None of the choices is great, but on balance, I would pick E. While Mrs. Balla understands the problems of overcrowded classrooms and classroom management, she foresees in them an opportunity to develop more sensitive and self-motivated learners. I'm with her. Sensitivity is important, self-motivated learning is important. Overcrowded classroom, that's a reality of our country. We can still learn. We need to accept the constraints and still learn. We cannot go and live in bubbles. She's considering the following actions. Take the student and teacher councils on board and seek their ideas to redress the challenge the school faces. I like this. Get them on board, take their ideas. This is a challenge. Give me some inputs. Brainstorm with teachers and students on a strategy to engage all learners in teams for meaningful learning and healthy relationships. Meaningful learning, healthy relationships, crucial point. Teams. Put some 3 poor kids, 5 rich kids in a team and say, now you have to deliver this product. Don't let the rich kids be in their own teams and poor kids in their own team. Have good relationships and brainstorm with them. Yeah, again, I like this one. 1 and 2, both we like. Encourage students for self-learning and teachers into more supervisory roles to ensure discipline. Yes, has been suggested there. This has been hinted at in the question itself, so I like this as well. Engage students in a process of periodic reflection so that they can get in touch with their thoughts, feelings, and actions towards self and others. Into more sensitive. So, be in touch with the feelings and actions towards self and others. Be empathetic. We like this as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them we like. All of them have been hinted at. Create achievement-based student groups to encourage competition and ease classroom management. This we do not like. We want empathy. We want teamwork. We want understanding. We want sensitivity. We don't want competition and then the rich kids will bandy together, poor kids will bandy together. So we like 1, 2, 3 and 4. We do not like 5. Let's see if we can eliminate some choices. This can go out, this can go out, this can go out. So it's between 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 4. And so let's look at this, 3 and 4. Encourage students for self-learning and teachers into more supervisory roles. Remember, the question says, make students into more self-motivated learners, not self-learners. Saying find the motivation from within and learn from the system. It's not saying learn on your own. We're not saying teachers become supervisory. It says teachers will help, teachers will teach, students will learn, but their motivation for learning should come from within. They don't have to learn on their own. So it's not 1, 2, 3. That distinction is important. It is 1, 2, 4. Finally, an easy question. Which of the following options will empower the students the most? Maximize students' learning achievement. This will work. If you learn well, you study well, you do well, you will feel empowered. So I like this choice, but it's slightly lukewarm. It's going to make you a better student. I don't know whether it will make you feel empowered. It will result in academic achievement. Is that a proxy for empowerment, feeling confident of self-belief, high self-esteem, all of that? I don't know, but it's good choice. I like, if you have good learning, good background, good academics, you understand whatever is being taught well, you'll automatically be empowered. So I like A, but maybe about 70%. Encourage students to ask questions that the teacher will find difficult to answer. Why should you do this? Putting somebody else in a spot is not going to empower you ever. We frequently think that it will, it won't. Help student relate to their real life experiences. This might. So I'm experiencing something, you explain that in a context, I'll feel empowered. I'll feel that I'm learning something which will have a tangible, real impact in my life. I'll feel confident about facing the next situation out there. So this could help. Ensure no kid from poor income group is detained. Why should I ensure this? Creating an artificial rule which will help poor children just go through their academic process will not help poor children, will not help rich children. It will create some resentment. Ensure rich kids get to know those on whom their money is spent. Ensure rich children get to know everybody. They don't need to know that their money is being spent on people. Why would you want them to know that? Ensure that they learn, ensure that they treat everybody equally, ensure that they are sensitive, empathetic. But why should they know on whom their money is being spent? You don't need to know that. Between A and C, because the word empower is used, A is bland, I would go for C, but it's a very marginal choice. Between A and C, I would go for C. Relating to real life experiences is enriching and empowering. Academic achievement or learning achievement alone will not give you the feeling of empowerment. Therefore, I would go for C.